Kind of curious what the audio sounds like. What's going on, you guys? I don't know if you can hear me very well. I don't know why my audio isn't working. Do I sound like I'm using this mic, or do I sound like I'm using a camera? I need feedback. I need feedback, guys. I need to know what I'm using. Maybe I'll use my phone real quick to see how I sound. Cause sometimes the chat be bugging. They don't be telling me. Okay, I sound fine. We are okay. Had to make sure, man. Sometimes you guys will let a whole podcast go through, and I be sounding like I'm at the end of a tunnel, just screaming up that thing. Let me grab something. What you guys doing, man? My co-host canceled on me. He got stuck at work. So I guess I'm in here doing this by myself unless Fonzarelli wants to pull up in the chat, man. Unless Fonz wants to come in here and talk gaming with me. I'd appreciate it. I could do this by myself, but you know, it's always nice to have someone bounce back and forth. You know, we got some pretty crazy topics to talk about. Went all the way with this stuff, man. And we gonna work with this regardless if I got someone to talk to or not. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta start a Zoom now. Give me a brief moment. You guys know how it is, man. I gotta do this at the last minute. And now my camera's messed up because of Zoom. I gotta find out that setting that you can. There's a setting that what happens is, like, when I go into Zoom, it will mess up to where I can't talk. Like not necessarily talk, but I can't show my camera. So it's always like really interesting how that works. Now there is a setting to fix that. But I need to find the setting. Cuz clearly I'm unprepared today. And I wouldn't say I'm unprepared. Let's backtrack a little bit. I know you can't see me because my camera is frozen. But it looks like it's frozen too. Like, okay. Wait, give me a second. Give me one brief moment, you guys. Okay, there we go. Got that Zoom on, man. The Zoom is in here. Now let me do this. There we go. Let me do this. Bring this up. Got to make this full screen. It's crazy how much closer in it is when I go in Zoom. When I do other stuff, it doesn't look this zoomed in. Well, this Zoom. I guess it would make sense that Zoom looks zoomed in. But what's going on, guys, man? We're going to just kick it until Fonz is able to get in here. Because I just put him on the spot, man. I got to give him time. He can't just come in here immediately. Got to give him time. Got to give him a couple minutes. He said a couple minutes, like 5 minutes. Let me, Fonz. There, the link has been sent to you, my friend. So join whenever you can. So first thing, rest in peace, camera. No, my camera better be up and running. Hold up, I'm about to check. All right, see my camera up and running. You had me panicking for a second, man. You had me think my camera ain't working. That's not right, man. That's not right. So, can't wait for the Halo talk. Yeah, we're definitely gonna break out the Halo talk, man. I've really enjoyed Halo. I enjoy what I saw. I actually got a lot of faith in what 343 is doing over there. We just got to see them kick it out of the park, man. It's got to be a home run. Well, as long as the campaign is fun, maybe they don't have to be out of the park, but it's definitely kicking, man. It's definitely going up there, and I'm really enjoying it. You know, we got this PlayStation games going to PC. You guys know how it is. Look, I will be a little bit messy with that topic, just a little bit, all right? Not a huge lot, just a little bit. And you guys know how that was going to go. You guys knew when you even walked in here and you saw that PlayStation games going to PC, you knew I was going to be messy. So you don't even have, there's not even a surprise factor in that. You know, you knew what was going down. Do you think they're going to add in other Spartans from Halo 5, from 5 to Infinite? Most likely, because they didn't like go back and stop that part from existing. Halo 5 still exists, so it wouldn't not make sense for them to go ahead and imply to bring in aspects from the story. Don't be messy for video games. Stay clean. Nah, man, I gotta be messy, man. I gotta be messy. It's not gonna be like messy, but I still gotta be messy. Look at man, I'm drinking soda today. God help me. Drinking soda. I ain't drunk soda in a couple days. I've cut back dramatically on soda, man. Don't start that, man. Anyone in there that's young, don't start that soda thing. That soda thing will get you. The soda thing will get you. Soda, oh yeah. Is it Solar? I don't know. No, I got Fonz coming, man. Fonz is on his way. I just got to give him enough time. He got to be able to really sit down, you know, build his mental state to go in this chat with me, man. Because you know how it is. I'm apparently, you know, I have an effect on people. He got to build up that mental wall, man. He's got to build up that mental wall. Pepsi Max is my life. I'm 39, so I'm halfway dead anyway. Well, that's a crazy way of thinking stuff. You know, Cog's a big health nut, so every time he sees me drinking soda, man, I know there's a vein in his forehead that's like, you know, not to be drinking that nonsense. I should be drinking some water. I mean, I got water in there. And whiskey. Oh, only water and whiskey. I think I'd rather drink soda than whiskey. That's just my opinion, man. I don't know. Like, feel like in some way, shape, or form, drinking soda is not as bad as drinking whiskey. I'm not a big alcohol drinker. I got like really bad acid reflux, so it's always made that kind of like drinking habit out of the realm. I can't ever do that. But you guys get what I'm talking about, man. You guys get what I'm talking about. I can't help it. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to be a little bit more healthy, like, man. I got to survive to Fable. I don't know. After Fable, you know, up in the air, man. Up in the air. After Fable, we'll see. We'll see after Fable. Water and whiskey, you are banned from Ireland. Look, I didn't say it. Stuffed Sean. That is a crazy name, Sean. Stuffed Sean. Pause. I feel like I should have to pause that name. There needs to be some form of pausing going on in that name. Stuffed Sean. That is a crazy name. I like it though, man. I like it. What's going on, Black Ronin? Gotta survive for Elder Scrolls 6 in 2031. Man, 2031, that's, I hope not. Next, you should be ashamed of yourself for even putting that energy out there. See my games that I had to live on to was Kingdom Hearts 3. Now it's Elder Scrolls 6, so I have a few years to live. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Kingdom Hearts 3 was definitely a letdown for me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it was a bad game. It just needed to be fixed. What stuff Sean says didn't fit the gamer tag. Plus, I used to be to be fat and so. Wow, man, wow. I want a remake of Infinite Undiscovery. I have no clue what that is. No clue what that game is, man. I'm surviving until Fable and Elder Scrolls 6. Then I can die happily. Imagine if they messed those games up. Like you put your existence in these games and then they messed them up. I would be so upset to be waiting for a game such as Fable or be waiting for a game such as Elder Scrolls 6 and they mess those games up. It's not right, man. It's not right. These people, they holding a lot, man. They holding a lot. Yeah, the first half of Kingdom Hearts was disappointing, which the whole end game was cool. I'll agree with you in some way, shape, or fashion with that. I did like the making the ultimate weapon and stuff, which I don't even think I actually made it. It's because you didn't really need it. You just need to level up, and a lot of the end game bosses were pretty easy to beat from what I played. I know I didn't play the expansion they had, but I hope we get another Fallout. I think you're going to get another Fallout. But the question is who should make Fallout? Chat, I got a question. Who should make the next Fallout? Do you think it should remain in Bethesda's court? Or do you think it should be made by someone else in the Microsoft place? We got some stuff coming up, man. Obsidian should make the next Fallout. I don't agree with that. Exile, I think they should make the next Fallout. And the reason I feel like that is because I feel like Obsidian they've deserved their opportunity to make another game. They deserve their opportunity to make the Avoweds, and they deserve their opportunity to continue the Outer Worlds franchise. I think it would be very mean and very wrong to make a Fallout. Maybe I see Tango said a Fallout New Vegas 2. I could totally see that. Let them do that. I could completely be 100% okay with them making a Fallout New Vegas 2. What's going on, Fonz? Fonz is still getting stuff done a little bit. But I could see that. I could totally see them making that. But, I think Obsidian, they need to work on the Outer Worlds too, and they need to work on Avowed. I feel like they deserve, and they have put enough time that they deserve those games. They don't deserve to, not necessarily be forced to make Fallout, but I do think that if you ask them to make that, they would go ahead and do it, because I do think that they're very capable of making a Fallout, but I don't think that they need to make a Fallout. And to be honest with you, with Elder Scrolls and Starfield, because obviously I would expect Bethesda to want to continue the Starfield brand. So with those games, I could totally see, Bethesda isn't there anymore in terms of they can make that, if that makes sense to you guys. I think that they need to focus on Starfield and they need to focus on Elder Scrolls. Give Fallout to someone else. And I think Exile Entertainment, man. I can't hear you. Maybe it's me. Hold up. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. So what's going on, Fonz? Fonz popped up here out of nowhere in the chat. I appreciate it, man. Like, look, I could definitely do this podcast by myself. Throughout the years, I've learned it gets easier and easier talking to yourself. But it's always nice to have someone bounce back and forth. What's going on, Fonzarelli? Apparently, I don't have you. I gotta put you from my speakers. Now they should be able to hear you. I apologize for that, guys. I didn't know I was gonna have someone. No, he's not muted anymore.
Can you hear me?
He's loud and clear. The reason with that is because
hopefully they can hear me.
No, I know they can hear you now. I had the desktop audio muted because I didn't know I was gonna have anyone in here, so I didn't think it would really matter if they could hear you.
Gotcha.
So what's been going on, Fonz? What's been going on?
Nothing, man. I guess the big news is the campaign trailer yesterday.
Oh yeah, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
Besides that, I've been playing some Far Cry 6. When I get a chance, I've been working a lot. So
how do you like the Far Cry, man? Far Cry 6.
I like it. I'm a fan of the series. I think Far Cry 6 is great. It's a lot of fun. It's what I expected. I got a Far Cry game.
Yeah, and you know, because we don't really have a whole lot of stuff to talk about today, because besides the Halo thing, because a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about is going to be like really, really fast. Like, what I don't like about this world that we live in now is when it comes to games like Far Cry, games like Halo, games like Gears, like I feel like it's okay that they want them games to do something different. But when it comes to games like Call of Duty, games like Battlefield, they can play identical like they did 10 years ago, and that's fine.
Yep. Yeah, they're all about, we need to, have different things going on, different mechanics and everything in these games, like with certain games. And like you said, with some, it's just like, we'll take it again. Like, especially, COD. COD is always COD. I don't care where it is, really. It's Call of Duty. Far Cry is always Far Cry to me, and I know what I'm getting into when I play a Far Cry game. I think Far Cry 2 is the one game that was a bit different from the rest. I think that one was trying to be a little bit different, and it was great, but still first-person shooter. They've got like the pets now and stuff like that. They've been doing for a couple of games now, 2 or 3. I'm not sure if it was
they've
5.
been doing a few of them, and I'm not saying that games don't need to innovate and evolve. All I'm saying is there's a reason people like the Far Cry games. Like, look, is Far Cry 6 is the new Far Cry just like Far Cry 5, just like Far Cry 4? Yes, but all I'm asking is that the games are selling well and it's clearly building an audience and people like that game. Why does it matter?
Exactly.
Clearly,
why does
people
it matter?
Like it. Like,
somebody in the chat asked me, is it worth it? Yes, I think it's worth it. If you're into Far Cry games, go out and get it. It's a good game. It's got a decent story too.
I do have to, point out, yes, I did get the game for free. I get it. Like, you got to technically tell people that. Yes, I did get the game for free, but I would have easily have spent $60 on that game. Like, the game is fun, and I didn't like Far Cry 5. I don't know why. And what's funny is, like, if you look at Far Cry 5 on on the surface thing, the game would have been a good game. It's just I don't know why that game never resonated with me. Far Cry 4 I thought was okay. 3 is still the GOAT to me. 3 is still the GOAT, but 6 is right close to it, man. Like, that's how good 6 is.
I really like the location of 5, though. I like that it was like pretty much here, like in America. It was cool to see these, this locale. And I think what maybe rubbed you the wrong way, which kind of did for me too, is there was a lot of like dream sequences in 5, and there was a lot of like gins going on, like you were hallucinating a lot. And I just didn't like that kind of stuff. Like, I don't like that kind of thing in games, like where you're all hallucinating and just walking around in a daze. And it's not that fun to me. But everything else about it was pretty cool. I thought the story was okay, the cult story and everything. But 6 is better. The story is definitely better. Definitely.
And it's like I said, I enjoyed it. Like, for what I played of it, it's just I don't know why it just never resonated. But man, I played I played Far Cry 6 for like 3 days straight. Like, it was ridiculous. Wow. Me and Kid Smooth played that for 3 days straight, and he's still playing it. I've already dropped it, but he's still playing the game. So let's go ahead and move things a little bit forward, man. First off, Fonz, I brought you in here. It's going to be up to you. If BitCloud wants to join, is that okay with you?
I don't mind. I like BitCloud.
You want to join in here, BitCloud, and talk about these PlayStation games going to PC? Because you have been one of the very few PlayStation people that have been on board with our logic.
Yes, he has.
Everyone else was like, it's just this game. It's just that game. But
I got to say one thing about BitCloud. Ryan, he's a PlayStation dude, but I don't think he's part of the Pegasus Nation.
Oh, I
Just
could
want to
have
say
told
that.
you that. He's definitely not part of the Pegasus
Yeah,
Nation.
exactly.
We still got one, man. Like they circling him though. They looking for him. Like they can't find him yet, but they got that helicopter doing drive-bys. They got like that spotlight looking for Big Cloud in the city. Like
Yeah, there you
the
go.
moment
man.
they find him, they gonna snatch him up. Look, but let's talk a little about the PlayStation games going to PC. We finally, I've always felt like I was told like 6 months ago God of War was coming out at the beginning of the year, but I didn't know when and I didn't know where.
Yeah, that was
But
circulating, from a lot of people that were talking about that. I've heard it too months ago. And it was funny to me. Just like we heard about Horizon Zero Dawn early. We were hearing about that before it did, and nobody believed us, And it was just funny to me when it finally materialized. And God of War is even bigger because God of War is their game. That game is the one of the best. It was voted like best game like of the generation last year, or best game. That IGN poll that was conducted about 2 weeks ago, it was voted. What was it? Best game of the generation or of all time? I forgot what they did.
I think it mainly was just a popular vote. And I know
Of
even I
course.
brought this up that was the week that I was having like really, really bad tooth pain. But we talked about it. Me and Hustle went over like the list.
Yeah.
I mean, the list is absolutely ridiculous. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that a lot of the people voting in these is probably people in their early 20s. They've never played the majority of these games. So,
That's
when
right.
you look into it in an aspect like that, it would become a popular vote. And who's going to know more about a Crisis Core, or not Crisis Core, Chrono Trigger, or who's going to know more about Fortnite?
There you go.
So
Yep.
clearly you're going to see one way and not necessarily shift the other.
Yeah, Christopher Jetzer in the chat said, yeah, it was for all time. And, I find that kind of ridiculous, to vote for these newer games as best of all time, even though God of War seriously is one of the best in my opinion, but not the best. I love the game. Looking forward to the second, but yeah, it's going to PC. And I think that's just a big heavy hitter going from PlayStation to PC. And it's got a lot of people feeling some type of way.
Yeah, I think what it is, Fonz, is I think throughout this entire time we've always said, oh, expect more.
Yeah.
And people kept saying, no, it's just this game. No, it's just the smaller games. And I think all that did is it like, look, like, you could Damage Control Returnal getting announced for it. You know what I'm saying? You can Damage Control even Ratchet and Clank coming to PC. But you can't Damage Control their best coming to PC. So it was a lot harder for them to explain that.
Shout out to Blaze 4K. Didn't he say that he was going to get rid of his God of War PS4 Pro?
Yeah,
he's supposed
to saw it in half.
Saw it in half. That was it with a.
I don't necessarily. I don't think that's necessary. Like,
I don't think it's necessary. But
he did that on Erica's podcast. Then instead of saw it in half, give it away to one of her viewers. Like,
there you go.
Because I don't think we should just be sawing PlayStations in half.
No.
Like, look, if Homeboy wants to do it, he wants to honor that because he said he's going to do that. Let him saw it in half. But I think if you asked Erica, because she would be the one that kind of made this statement come to life, she would encourage you to give it to someone than saw it in half. Look at 9 Lives. Nah, saw it in half.
Saw it in half.
Look, man, someone can really use that PlayStation. Let's be real here. Let's be 100% real here. Someone can use that PlayStation. And it's a PlayStation Pro, too. It's a PlayStation Pro. So someone said burn it. Well, out of curiosity, I want the chat. What should Blaze do to his PlayStation? I saw a burn it. I saw a donate it. Saw it. I personally think they should donate it to someone there. But I get it. If he feels like he's got to because he came out on his limb and said that, do it, man. But what do you guys think he should do with it? But let's because BitCloud is coming in here, so we're gonna kind of skip this a little bit and want to talk about the RPGs on Xbox. It does look like. Because I want to come back to that when BitCloud's here. So it does look like that RPGs is going. Someone said, eat it. I'm done with you. I'm not reading the chat anymore. So it does look like that Xbox is. I think Xbox has known that they can't really necessarily compete in the the Last of Us realm. I think they know that it would take too much trial and error, if that makes sense, to make that kind of game that has took them decades to really get that type of recipe done. So I feel like Microsoft's like, look, we'll get a game or two, COG's famous, just one. We'll get a game or two in that genre, and we'll give that to you to keep you guys satisfied in that genre. But I feel like, but what we're going to do is we're going to work on these RPGs. Because Jez Corden, shout out to him, apparently they have got exclusivity on another studio making an RPG. So you got that. You got Fable. You got Bethesda's game. You got Elder Scrolls. You got Starfield, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2. You got that game that we were just talking about. You got the game from IO Interactive. I'm assuming that's going to be an RPG. Like, is it fair to say, Fonz, that they're coming out there and they're going to be like, in the next 3 to 4 years? I know it sounds like a long time, and it's not really 3 to 4 years. It's going to be starting to do next year. You're going to get Starfield next holiday. Then probably 3 or 4 months after that, you're going to get Avowed. Then probably 6 months after that, you're going to get the Outer Worlds 2. Then probably a year and a half after that, you're going to get the next Elder Scrolls. So is it safe to assume, Fonz, that they're coming out on their crown and they're saying, if you want to play RPGs, it's got to be on Xbox in the next couple years?
Definitely with the Western RPG market. I mean, I think Xbox is nailing that down. They're just, look, they are going to be the place for Western RPGs, period. I mean, look at what they got. A lot of people are downplaying Starfield, man. Like, they don't understand how big this game is going to be. This game is massive. And a lot of people are like, I don't even want to hear about it until I see something. And I'm like, yeah, but in the same breath, you'll say, I don't care what next game Insomniac puts out. They could say we're making a game about, cornflakes, and I'm going to be hyped. And I'm like, really? You could be like that, but you can't say anything for
cornflakes.
I'm just saying, there's people out there like this, and it's crazy to me. Bethesda has a pedigree in this Western RPG genre. They have some great freaking games that people love, including myself. I love Elder Scrolls. I love Fallout, not Fallout 76, but they're single player Fallout games. This game is set in space, but the same type of a genre. So why can't I be excited for this? It's insane. Like, they are going to have so many RPGs just underneath ZeniMax umbrella, the amount of RPGs coming in. And then you're talking about IO Interactive. You're talking about, this new Wu-Tang RPG. That's what Jez was talking about. And it just some crazy RPGs coming out. And Xbox is going to have a lock on all of these. It's crazy.
I don't think people realize how much RPGs truly run the industry. Like, sure,
yes,
no one's going to take away from what PlayStation makes. They make fantastic games.
They do.
And every now and then they might steal themselves a game of the year. But if you look throughout all of history in terms of RPGs, a lot of those winners are RPGs. I mean, Game of the Years. A lot of those winners are RPGs.
Or they're contenders, at least. At the very
Dragon
least.
Age, Fallout, Witcher 3, Elder Scrolls. Like, I mean, Elder Scrolls has won almost every year for Game of the Year. It's either Elder Scrolls or Fallout. For a couple years there, it was Elder Scrolls or Fallout winning Game of the Year.
Look, I don't even need to see anything on Starfield just yet. Just hearing about what it's about and how big it is. I will tell you this. I'll go out on a limb and say it's probably going to be a Game of the Year contender.
I think it's fair to say. See, people like to blame what happened with Bethesda and the Fallout 76, which I'm not going to lie, that was atrocious. They should be ashamed of themselves for how that game came out. But we can't look at the beginning but not look at the end. I know I don't like how they're doing these type of games as a service, and I think they should be more. I think they should be more honest when it comes to stuff like this. I think that preview program needs to be used more, and I think that companies need to stop trying to not use preview program. But at the end of the day, I don't blame them for you doing what they're doing. Like at the end of the day, when it comes to RPGs, if they put that in the preview program, when it comes to something like a Fallout 76, I think it would have took a lot better in terms of how that game was perceived than just popping that game out and be like, yo, we're going to do this. And I think that's the biggest issue. I think the biggest issue is that we need to hold these publishers more responsible and when they release a broken game. And I don't think that just because that game was a little bit down doesn't mean that the next Fallout by Bethesda is going to be down. The next Elder Scrolls game, Starfield. Sure, they're going to be buggy, but the difference between Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 and Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim is the bugs were there, but the enjoyment outweighed the bugs by far. Fallout 76, there was nothing to do. So all you saw was the bugs. What's going on, BitCloud? He is finally joined.
What's up, man?
What's going on, BitCloud?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
So what's going on with you, BitCloud?
Chilling, just sitting on the throne, watching everybody's little glass houses fall to pieces. Dudes that want to put people like me in boxes because I hang out aside from just PlayStation guys. Those dudes. Oh, God of War's never going to PC. Oh, God of War never happened. Oh, Returnal's never going to happen. Oh, Uncharted's never going to happen. These guys. And then when you check the profiles, they haven't even beaten those damn games. So it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I've never.
You already know. It's been a funny, very, very funny week. And obviously with the Halo thing, a lot of people are now finding something else to project that.
I think Attic touched on it earlier, Ryan, but what's even funnier is when you hear about this stuff months prior and then you're waiting for it to happen and you're just like just sitting there smiling in your head going, these guys are just going to melt. And sure enough, they do.
When it happened, I just like.
And the reason why I take some joy in that is not because I'm a console war. I could give a shit about this. I could give a damn about this console war, but I have so many dudes that attack me all the time. And even when I tell a joke or say a joke or something, they take it so seriously and think I'm console warring. No, I could care less about your plastic war. I like to have fun with this stuff sometimes. So
a lot of people don't understand that, Font. And I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people really don't understand that we are so past this console war bullshit.
So dumb.
Like, we're actually having fun with our platforms. I see you interviewing people. You see me really going out here interviewing people. I got something big for November 5th. And I told Dealer, I don't know if Dealer told you, but I shared this yesterday. I don't know if he told you.
No.
I'll be helping out IGN in a project.
Nice. Good job,
so,
man.
A lot of stuff's happening.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
So yeah, I don't have time for just. It's not like I don't care at all. I just don't care.
No, I don't care at all.
Like, it's like I just don't have time.
What's funny is like I see
I want to
people.
do this.
I see people on Twitter always like, "Oh, we need the new Xbox blood. These new Xbox people are defeated. We just don't care anymore.
We don't care."
I've dealt with all of this nonsense that was happening for years, and I've just gotten to the point where I'm just like, stay over there and do your console war stuff. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Occasionally, a dude will join the spaces. Occasionally I'll get bored and I'll get weak and I want to listen to some stuff.
Oh, I listen to it. It's crazy.
You will rarely see me hit that request button because I don't care what's being talked about. I just want to hear the opinions on stuff. Now,
I literally hear people in these spaces almost get into they want to get into fist fights over these games. And I'm just like, it's not even that serious, people.
Video games killing me though. Dudes want to just I never thought in a million years I would have people, especially dudes who actually work for a living, right? Come at you and go, having games at a discounted price or having games, just be cheaper is a bad thing for the industry. And they're like, oh, wow, we pay $70 for product. I'm sitting going, okay. Here's the thing.
It's like
there's a big group of people who would prefer it to be cheaper. And this is why things are looked at as a deal and things are looked at better on one side versus the other. $70.
I will add a bigger group of people want it cheaper.
Yeah.
This is a small minority. We're in the minority when it comes to the gaming community on Twitter.
Yeah.
We are.
They need to understand that. They
minority.
need to understand that. Like, I just got done. We talked to Kate Yeager. I know y'all know Kate Yeager. Is right. You know her, Franz.
Sounds familiar.
Inside Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay. We had her on the show on our last show Friday. We had like this crazy like conversation with her, but what she said was perfect about the whole thing. It's really not as deep as she was. And then she told us about Phil and how Phil looks at the whole situation. And it's like, I believe her personally. I really do believe everything she said. It's not as deep as what people think it is. It's petty at this point for a lot of people.
I think people need to realize that like the console war stuff's funny to a point, but I feel like we've been way past that point where people getting disrespectful for no reason. People like, look, I've always said when it comes to reviews and stuff, if you feel like someone isn't beating these games and they're reviewing them, just don't support their content. Don't go to their stuff. But now we on a witch hunt. And people are demanding your gamer tag and what trophies you've beat and what achievements you've unlocked. And I put on Twitter and people got really upset with me. You don't owe these people nothing. If they want you to demand your criteria to talk about games, you don't owe them anything. Because what's funny is the same people telling you not to save on a deal, the same people are telling you not to do Game Pass, the same people are telling you this stuff are always on that website every Black Friday, every Cyber Monday trying to get a better deal. But when it comes to that, they'll save money on a TV, but not games.
Not to mention the same people are the same people who are maybe asking for your gamer tag to check your credentials because you're talking about a particular game they want to make sure you've played. But these same people talk about Xbox daily and don't even own an Xbox.
Oof.
Oh,
how do you like that?
I said that in Twitter too once. It's just like, look, like if you think someone's being like a fraud, then like that's all you have to. Okay, mental note: don't watch his content. Mental note: don't follow him on Twitter. But instead of just doing something that simple, what do you guys do? You give them more. What's funny is people in this community that people have always felt like have not been true. They've always been fraudulent. The reason they're still around is you keep giving them highlight weekly. So it's just like, if you don't support something, don't watch it. Unfollow someone. Hell, I won't block people. Most of the time I'll just mute you. But the only time I block you is if I see your stuff pop up because too many people are sharing your stuff. That's when I'll block you, because at that point, it's just like, look, like, I got nothing against you. I just don't want to see your tweets. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, we ain't going to go too much into that. It's like all I say in the chat, man, if you don't like someone, just don't support them. You don't have to go on witch hunts. You don't have to attack people. You don't have to demand their stuff. I know a lot of people got upset with the individual from IGN that, you know, stated he loved his Xbox, and they went there and they said that he's not been on it in 2 weeks. Look, I will admit that looks shady, but is that shady enough? Does that dude live in my mind enough for me to make crazy amounts of tweets, make videos? No. It didn't.
But sometimes my Xbox says I haven't turned it on in a month, but I've been playing every day. I just show offline.
Yeah, you show offline. Yeah.
I don't
and
know
it'll
what's
say
going
last
on
seen
there.
a month ago.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I do know he reviews games a lot, so maybe he appears offline a lot. I don't know anything over there. All I can see is it did say the individual was offline. I don't know if that was a hiccup on Xbox Live's part, but that's not really part of the conversation. Mainly, this conversation was, instead of just telling yourself you didn't like this dude's content, they attacked him on Twitter for like 2 weeks over it. But you know, let's roll back.
They got to go that extra mile. It's cloud chasing. That's all it is. It's cloud chasing.
Yeah, I do think cloud is one hell of a drug.
Like, hell yeah. Oh yeah, that's all it is. They want to be seen so bad, and it's bad. It's crazy how far.
Don't you like, Ryan? Don't you like how they love or how they hate Digital Foundry, and then
they love them 1 week?
Yeah, it's freaking.
You know what
weird.
I love about this too? That's the same thing they feel about Sony. What did they say when God of War went to PC?
Yeah, I know.
You had the damage
Jim
control.
Ryan's got to go.
Jim Ryan's got to go, right? You got dudes who damage control saying, "Oh, well, it's a 4 or 5 year old game, right, Funds?" And then you got the other one saying, "I'm done with PlayStation. I'm not buying another one." One dude said, "I spent $1,500 on a PS5 and I got it."
I heard that.
I was sitting there going, "Okay, so you spent $1,500 on a damn PS5 and you are upset because this game's going to PC. Mind you, shouldn't bother you at all because this is just future proofing the next one."
Yeah.
But he's mad about this. He's like, "Oh yeah, my game's going, this game's going this. I'm done with PlayStation." But you know what he did, Fonz? He started tweeting Sony. He's like, "Fuck you, Sony, fuck you." But as soon as Sony announced that there's going to be a state of play tomorrow, he stopped.
Yeah.
All these dudes are trained. I said this on Game On Daily. A lot of dudes don't catch on to this. Like, y'all know that movie Jet Li, where it's called Unleashed? Like the dog, Danny the dog. They're trained like Danny the dog. It's like they got the perfect bait to get you to get that attention where they want you to put that attention. Every time Sony drops a tweet saying state of play, all of a sudden, everybody's got amnesia. They're not done with PlayStation. They want to be watching the next one. I'm like, look, I thought you were done. I thought you hate the company. I thought Jim Ryan's got to go.
The funny thing is, I definitely want to move on after this, but the funny thing is, I remember when PlayStation games were going to PC, and it was very clear. Yeah. The same people telling me to stand up for Microsoft not making quote unquote games, which we were always saying they need to make better games. Sell your Xbox. They didn't sell their PlayStation. But we're gonna move past that because I don't want to be too much into that. But let's go to the PlayStation top. Actually, like obviously we saw God of War go to PlayStation. God of War is going to PC. I think we can all agree once we saw God of War go, it's a wrap. Like that, if they're willing to take God of War, because it's always a matter of what game they're going to do on that, what game are they going to do on this. But once you see God of War, it's a wrap then, because people know that that's what's going to happen. I think once we finally see something like God of War go to PC, everyone in this community, can agree that anything can go. Day is up for debate. Obviously,
I think that's going to be at the end. And Kate brought that up. Attic, I didn't want to cut you out, but she brought that up. Like me, we all said it. Like probably at the end of this generation, that budge on day and date probably will. You know what I mean? Will probably be there, or that line will be crossed at that point.
Hey, you know that original Last of Us remake coming? Bet you it goes to PC.
Bro, there's a reason why it's delayed. You caught on to this one? There's a reason why there's a delay for this. Let's keep it a buck. Why aren't we getting updates on this? They're talking about they're just now starting factions. What you mean you're just now starting factions?
Yeah,
factions should have been done. So that means that more than likely you're going to see a collection or not collection, but a director's cut of that.
Be right back.
And then you're going to see that go to PC.
Yeah,
especially for Last of Us 2. You're going to see a director's cut. Then it's going to be linked with PC through factions.
It is kind of crazy that
I feel it.
They're just now doing factions. Like,
one
would think factions would have been done a long time. I mean, when did Last of Us come out?
Last of Us came out at the end of the PlayStation 3, which was like 2013.
No, Last of Us 2.
Oh, Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 came out 2020 or 2020. Yeah, 2019, 2020.
Because to me, I'm starting to think that maybe it's debatable that there wasn't even gonna be a factions. Like, I'm starting to think that the only reason they ramped up and put a team together to make factions is because they got so much backlash. Like, I'm starting to think that they canceled factions somewhere in the development for Last of Us, and they didn't think that, they thought that would get some pushback, but not as much pushback as they got. But when they got the pushback, they're okay, let's get people back on this. Clearly they wanted, because to me, if it was like they said and they were just working on it, I feel like it wouldn't have took this long. But to me, it feels like it's taken way longer than it should.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
it's possible, man. It's definitely possible, because I don't even think they knew or they believed that Factions was going to be a sleeper hit for them, in a sense, on the PS4.
I know the original Last of Us multiplayer was actually well received. People liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was a sleeper hit.
Yeah, so
I don't think they were ready.
People are waiting for this for sure, but I don't know how long they're going to keep waiting. I don't know why it's taking so long, but
they're going to wait as long as the people will let them wait.
Oh, bro, they're waiting for those next. They'll probably announce this as soon as they're ready to share those official new sales numbers of the unit. I just find it a little convenient that Sony Santa Monica announces as soon as they go, hey, guys, we sold damn near 20 million units of God of War 2018. Now, guess what? It's on PC. So I'm pretty sure they're going to wait.
Who knows? We could see factions probably, maybe something, next E3. Who knows?
No. I don't expect it at this state of play. I think it's all third-party games.
No, I don't think we'll see it.
I think we'll see Final Fantasy 16. We'll see Final Fantasy.
You saw the leaks. You saw the leaks. Stop.
No. Someone said that in my stream yesterday. There's leaks.
Yeah,
There's leaks.
The whole show got leaked.
Really?
I'm just assuming that Final Fantasy 16 will be there because it wasn't at their last event.
Mm-hmm. It said Final Fantasy. It said that was going to be there. It said it was going to be. Remember that game Chia, whatever. That's gonna that little anime looking game starts
Chia.
Oh, that fancy anime looking. Yeah,
that's gonna be there supposedly. Gonna be some other stuff, but it was mostly a third.
He said some other stuff
because
I didn't see the leak.
Not there. Yeah. It's not important. It's not a good looking leak.
Really, because I keep hearing some big stuff is going to be announced.
Unless they changed the last minute. From what I saw in that leak, I was.
Did you see Hellblade 2?
No,
not even that, huh? Wow.
Nothing
I expected that to be there. We'll see. They might be covering something up. You never know.
I mean,
I hope so. But a lot of these leaks funds, and you already know, a lot of them have been very accurate.
It depends on who it comes from.
Like
part
Colin
of me
is adding so much more credence to the Bloodborne rumors, which we kind of already knew what's going to happen.
What is that? Bloodborne? Are they saying remaster on that?
So it's going to be a remaster for PS5 or remake for PS5. I think it's remaster for PS5. Then it's going to be a sequel, and then then they also said that the PC port is done. This is courtesy of Colin.
Okay, so it's not a remake. Okay, because that's the one I was questioning. I was like, why make a remake? Just remaster it. Just make it 60 frames.
They're going to remaster with probably haptic supports, and they'll just do like better frames, 60, and they'll just still fix the issue. Yeah.
I've heard the developers say that haptics is not something that's really hard to, implement into these games. So it's not like it's something revolutionary. Like, some people just, I really can't stand when I hear.
You're still gonna pay that $60. You still pay that
$10 for haptic fucking. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Feedback. God, sorry. I just get so mad at that.
Basic features.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, like, I just get really annoyed with stuff like this because it's just like, look, like, I get it.
Yeah,
they got your passion, man. They got it. They're going to manipulate you with it, but it's just like we could call it out and still support it. Like, if you want to play Ghost of Tsushima, it's like I said on ILP. If you want to go out there and spend that money, I'm not going to blame you. They got your hobby. It's not like you're not going to play games, but it's just like, but to say it's okay, and that's a different thing.
Yeah,
like it's like, man, they are charging you $10 to activate the PlayStation 5 features that they promoted the PS5 with. That you should just naturally get games that support that feature off the rip just by turning your PS5 on. You shouldn't have to pay for that.
Here's the funny thing about the situation. Let's say the roles were reversed. What do you think the PlayStation dudes would say to Xbox if this was the case?
Oh, we know it. We don't even need to talk about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't look at both sides of the coin. I just laugh at it. I'm like, bro, there should have been better systems in play for this.
It's like ILP. We're big on giving back to the community. Every time there's a big sale, Solve will send me a certain amount of money where, I just go in there, I pick up games I think people really enjoy, and we give them away throughout the couple months. But people ask, well, Attic, why don't you guys got PlayStation? Because PlayStation doesn't have gifting.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation is
21,
and they still don't have gifting. And I get it. Games are important. Games are the end-all, be-all, center of attention, but we need to stop having this mentality that we can't call them out for their features.
Yeah.
They don't have gifting in 2021.
How the hell do you have a wish list system but no gifting? I don't understand that shit at all. You know, excuse me, but I don't understand it on the PS5 store.
And you know, I want a console for everything, for the features, for the social aspect, for the games. And if I feel like one is lacking, I'm gonna call you out. And I get really annoyed that you can't call Sony out for anything. You really can't. Yeah. Because the moment you call them out, but we got these games though, it's like, okay, that's cool.
I mean,
can
you
we
sound
get
like a
this?
Nintendo fan at that point. You know what I mean? Like that's what you notice, that you sound just like a Nintendo fan. Like, oh, well, Nintendo's got these games. Sure, Nintendo's got those games, but Nintendo is far behind in basics.
I mean, you know how many people, including myself, I'll say, yeah, it is about the games with this hobby. But there's so many quality of life features on the Xbox that you don't get anywhere else, for console wise anyway. And that's the thing. Like, I love those features on that console. That's why I'll say, for me, Series X is the better console. May not have the better games for me personally, but I love the console.
You love it for the simplistic nature.
I love the console.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to it, like this N64 thing, people attack me for. I know we chat. I know we going off the rails every 5 seconds. I can't help it, man. I know when it comes to the N64 feature, I know that is bullshit. I'm gonna say it. I know I shouldn't cuss, but I know it's a poor taste. But guess what? I'm going to play that Zelda Ocarina of Time on that Switch. And there ain't nothing in this world that's going to stop me. I'm not emulating the game.
Yeah, you can. You can. Yeah, that's what
Is it doing. Remastered?
No. Simulated.
So it's what, 480p?
Yeah, it's the emulated. Woo. You're basically paying $50 to play the emulated version. Might as well get the emulator for
Look. Okay. I don't need your opinions on the matter. Okay. I don't need you bringing up the 460p aspect. I'ma still play it. I'ma stream it.
Ocarina of Time was the best Zelda in my opinion.
Because they have this new thing on ILP.
Just buy it on Steam Deck, man. Just get a Steam Deck. Come on, man. Make your life easier.
I have this new thing where people on ILP are trying to get me to play these old ass games that I was not around for.
Tetris. So Solve said Bubble Bobble. He wants you to play Bubble Bobble. You do not want to play Bubble Bobble.
You definitely don't want to play
What is Bubble Bottle? See?
It's basically a puzzle game with these little balls that you shoot up. You connect the colors and stuff. It's like most puzzle games out there, but it's
Bubble Bottle. Hold up.
Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble. It was on the NES.
Bubble
I remember
Bottle.
playing that.
You'll probably have fun with Tetris.
Spell the bottle.
Bobble. Bobble. Bobble.
Oh, Bobble.
Yeah,
Bobble.
Yeah, Bubble Bobble, not bottle.
Gameplay. Hold on. We about to.
Yeah, you're going to love that one.
Wait.
You're going to love it.
Is it an NES game?
Yes. It's NES.
All right. There ain't no way you guys are asking me to play this game.
Yeah, we're going to make it happen.
No way. Hold up. Ain't no way.
Yeah, somebody said in the chat it was fire. It had co-op. Why don't you co-op that?
We about to look this up.
with Jason B.
I got it up on the screen right now. This is not what he wants me to play.
That's the thing. Bubble Bobble was okay back then.
Yeah.
This does not look appealing, Solve. This dude doesn't. Solve hates me. He secretly hates me.
Solve is doing that purposely. I saw that list of games and I'm like, you're not going to make him play those, are you? He's all, oh, yeah, we're trying.
Solve secretly hates me. That's what's going on here. He secretly hates me. Oh, my God.
Solve.
Yeah, Solve's a good dude. I like Solve.
Yeah, he's awesome.
You know, we ain't going to talk about that game, man. That ain't happening.
No.
But, you know, let's rail it back to what was going, man. You know, I think really much to say. We knew this was coming. Everyone else has said it wasn't coming. God of War is coming to PC relatively fast, too. Like, what, 2 months? A month? It's in January, isn't it? It was before... It was before Uncharted. It's kind of crazy how quick that happened.
Bro, I'm telling you, the door is open. There's a lot more games to come. Y'all already know when you put your staple on on another platform, there is nothing out of reach at this point.
And when you're
Spider-Man,
when the company has its own Steam store or area, you know,
I said that, dude's like, it doesn't mean nothing. You're reaching.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Okay,
sir.
okay. Is that why they're already testing their deals? They were testing deals for Days Gone on Steam.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. They know what they're doing.
And by the way, didn't Days Gone surpass the sales of the PS4 on PC already?
It sold over 1 million. Yeah, sold pretty well. Yeah.
It just sold 1 million. Oh, I thought.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't look at the.
I think it sold more on PC.
Yeah,
I think it did.
Sony still ain't gonna give them a nice sequel.
But they didn't sell. They're not going to sell games at $70 over there. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's why I think they know they're going to just sell it at 50. They know that's the sweet spot for PC, at least, while the bells and whistles they're offering. So at this point in time, pretty much all the PC dudes are about to get their wish. Like, for example, Spider-Man, we know it's going to drop on PC at this point. And the funny thing about PC, I brought this up with Kate Yeager. I'm going to bring this up to you guys. So you guys already know Tom Holland in the MCU. This is his last film pretty much with Marvel. Do you guys think, unless this game is going to PC, right? Do you guys think that that's part of a deal now where if that goes to PC, they'll sign him back on to do another film and tie Venom into the MCU, into Marvel's MCU? Because I think there's parts to this why they're quiet.
Okay, hold up.
Tom Holland, yeah.
Did you see the new Venom?
Yeah, he was at the end.
We won't talk about that. So,
but I'm saying, like,
I get what you're saying.
I'm thinking
I get what you're saying. I think money talks. When his contract is up for Spider-Man, if they offer him another contract, which they're going to, there ain't no way that kid ain't taking that contract.
He'll take that money. He's already playing Drake. Yeah, he's playing Drake.
And I know a lot of people are very up in the air on his portrayal of Spider-Man. But I actually like it. I don't think he's better than the previous ones in one aspect, but I think he's the better overall as Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Yeah, he's about there in terms of like everything, the personality, the wit, everything. He's got all.
Because I've always felt like the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, what I probably was the original, the one that I consider the original. I've always thought like he was
Toby.
Toby. I always thought that like he was good in one aspect but not the other, and I thought Andrew was good at Spider-Man but not Peter Parker, and I don't think that
nobody's perfect.
Yeah, I don't think he does any of them do any better. Like, I don't think he plays a Peter Parker better than Tobey Maguire, and I don't think he plays Spider-Man better than Andrew, but I think he plays them both better than both of them did. Like, because
I see what you're saying.
It kind of evils out. Okay, I might not do Spider-Man as good as Andrew did, but I do Peter better than Andrew did. I might not do Peter better than Tobey did, but I do Spider-Man better than Tobey did. So I think it levels it out, because at the end of the day, you can do one aspect really good, but if you mess up the other aspect, does it really matter what you did good?
Yeah, you don't have. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, one thing I will say though about Tom Holland though is I don't like his Nathan Drake. I don't.
Yeah.
I think he looks too young and he just doesn't.
But I don't
out
think
of place.
I don't
doesn't
think that's.
fit.
I don't think that's his fault. He's just playing.
No, it's not his fault, of course, but it's the fault of the directors and producers and stuff that chose him. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know why they
Tom
chose him.
Cruise. They could have got God. There's so many people they could have picked.
No, Tom Cruise is way too old for that. He's in
You
his
could have
50s now.
got Tom Cruise.
No.
You could have got the dude who played the that short film version of.
But just
Nathan
a guy that's like maybe in his early 30s or something to play the role. It would just fit more. Somebody bigger too. Tom Holland always looks really small.
Yeah.
So,
and why is Wahlberg Sully?
I
don't.
I definitely apologize. We did get a $2 super chat from Eric83. It was a couple minutes ago. The conversation was so good I completely forgot. But I'm gonna get you right now, man. I would rather have quality versus quantity. I agree, but I do think that in gaming we need a little bit of both. It's just the quality can't be way down. Like, and I think people don't realize when it comes to games, I don't think people realize how much marketing is almost half the budget of almost every game. Like, especially AAA games, I don't think people realize how much money is spent on marketing. And I do think something like Game Pass makes it easier for them to do stuff that doesn't necessarily require a whole lot of marketing. You know, I do think they still need a market. Don't get me wrong. They need a market, but I don't think because of something like Game Pass, instead of having an entire marketing campaign off of a game, they can have a Game Pass commercial that markets the whole service, but it's like Halo themed. So I think it's easier to market Game Pass in themed ways than it is to market individual games, and it's going to probably reduce the amount of money they spend on marketing overall, like drastically.
Yeah.
But you know, let's get let's get to the bread and butter of the podcast. The Halo Infinite story breakdown. Big Cloud, you in the hot seat for a minute, because instead of taking it in, the Halo Infinite thing. I watched it 3 times before I went live. Immediately take it to those YouTube streets being messy.
Oh, Lord,
immediately taking you there.
Okay. So we're gonna get to that. You want me to go ahead and start?
Yes.
So yeah, the Halo Infinite campaign. If you watch the video, watch my stream, because I know where all my dislikes came from. But I watched this video. I thought it looked good. I even praised it. I said the gameplay, the grappling hook, all that stuff is cool. You're really pushing the sandbox to different extremes with this. It looks good. Personally, though, certain decisions involved in that, even Dealer called this out, especially at the end. Why is that even in the trailer for this when you know how social media works? You know how people are going to just, break this stuff apart and look at it. For example, if you guys remember I forgot the name of the little soldier that they show you at the trailer. What's that thing called? Starts with the S. That soldier, that little alien soldier thing, that general. I don't know what he is. The guy who looked, the one that looked all untextured. Not Craig. Or something like that thing. The Sandra Gay thing. And
that's not its name. I'm just saying it's something like that.
Yeah, but whatever that guy was, that little alien creature, whatever. That version of him that we saw in the last trailer is actually still in here, but it was the hologram. And then they showed you the CGI version of it. And everybody was saying, okay, they fixed it. It looks better in the CGI version. Only for them to confirm that not only is that not what you guys are getting on the console, it's not an engine, it's CGI. It's like, why are y'all putting yourselves in this situation? You already know the internet is going to go and pick this apart and go, yo, guys, see, the Series X, it can't do this. And even I was talking to Deal about this. The Series X is capable of giving you an image like that. So why are we even going on the social media? Why are we even putting ourselves in a situation like this where we can't show it off? And mind you, this comes after ray tracing is confirmed not to be on it. For the record, don't care about that. It's thrown out there. But ray tracing is not confirmed for the game now, and they remove online co-op. So it's like, bro, what exactly are we doing here? Sure, gameplay looks good. That's a big thumbs up. It looks great. They improved on all that stuff. But when we go to presentation, the game looks great at the start of that trailer. You can't deny it. It looks great. The foliage, all that stuff. But then it starts cutting to different parts of this, and it doesn't look as good. Presentation-wise, it doesn't look that good.
There's certain things
that
definitely
looked off. Yeah, you saw it, Fonz. It looked off. It looked off in many places.
I will give you Halo looked like really inconsistent in certain things.
Yeah.
I think the highlight of it was the gameplay. But the graphics are definitely inconsistent. Some of especially the environmental look really nice. But here's my thing with putting the CGI scene in there. I love that they're being transparent, and the developer came out there and was like, look, this is CGI, it's not in game. But then part of me's like, fam, why you on Twitter talking? I'm like, part of me is like, I need you to be better in terms of being transparent. The other part of me is like, get off of Twitter.
Right. I'm like, bro, delete this comment. You about to just set the damn drones at you in droves just for this comment. Like, guys, Yeah. By the way, that left version of CGI, it's not a ninja. I'm like, come on, man. Like, right when everybody's praising you, why do that?
I think the game looks really solid for what they were going for.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Old Halo style art style, updated, refreshed. It looked good for that. It looked really good, solid.
But were you like blown away?
No, but there's certain things about it that they chose to do that I really don't understand, and it was stuff to do with animations. There was some animations that were like 30 frames, where everything else, the presentation 60 frames, the game 60 frames, but there's certain aspects of it in less frames, and you could totally see it. There was that one moment where they dropped the Pelican, or the Pelican dropped the little airship.
Looked really
and it kind of bounced around, and the sparks on that thing, the frame rate, and the way it looked like some freaking NES game.
It wasn't even.
Like, it's like, bro, this is your staple franchise.
I didn't even look at the the sparks. I didn't even notice that. I just didn't like how that thing was dropped, man. Like, it bounced off the ground. I was like, I don't know anything about developing. I'm gonna point that out right now. But it's like, man, why didn't you just have that thing on and it lowered itself down? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it just gently, like, dude, it looked crazy when that thing was put down and it bounced off the ground. Which,
and then these weird sparks. Oh man,
I do think in a realm of the reality that they are in, that would make the most sense, because, like, if you're actually calling for this stuff and you're in the middle of like a battlefield, it's not going to, they're not gonna be able to put it down like gently like that.
Whoa, wait. Kid Smooth in the chat said that was for comedic relief. I don't think so, Smooth.
I don't know about that.
Smooth, I will bring that up right now. That was not comedic
I'll think about that.
Okay,
shit.
like
I don't think so.
Is it a big deal?
No, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. It looked good. I'm telling you guys, it looked good for what they were going for. Is it a graphical showcase? No, it's not. It's definitely not. Does it look better than it did last year? Yes. Big improvement. But it's still that Halo art style that some of us, including myself, just didn't really care to see. I wanted to see something new. I wanted to see that really push the box. I wanted to see that them graphics turned up. But it's good for what they got.
Hold on.
For what they were going for.
Let me get these super chats, because we gotta talk about this second super chat. So we got a $5 super chat from Flame. Game looked incredible, but I'm still waiting until around June. I want to play it with friends to see the ray tracing. Xbox themselves touted. Yeah, I agree with you. If you feel like, I can't wait. What I saw, I was absolutely thrilled. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to just hold my tongue. If I didn't like something, I'm going to tell you. Didn't mean I didn't like what I saw. It just meant, like,
exactly.
We're
pointing things out.
We're pointing out obvious stuff.
We're pointing things out.
Dropping the Pelican or whatever that was called. I think that's
the Pelican was dropping that. What is that little ship called? I forgot what it was called.
And it bounced off the floor like
Wasp.
The Wasp.
There you go.
Yeah. And it bounced off the floor like a Tetris ball. I wasn't feeling too much, but I understand that. I get it. I'm not gonna hold my opinion because of how good the game looked. Besides that, then we got a $2 super chat from Dawn Otaku. Y'all complaining about how physics works. Dude, come on, man.
Here we go.
You can't tell me that seeing that piece of machinery bounce off the floor like that. Like I said, like it was a basketball. Like you're just throwing it on the floor. Like, come on, man. Like
nobody expected this to look drastically different. If you did, you're smoking something. Nobody was saying that. And I knew what I was getting. I knew this is basically what we'd get with better lighting. Same thing we saw last year. Better lighting, some better textures. That's what we got.
Yeah, it looks great. It up. Yeah.
Looks great for what they were going for. And I think it looks fun. I think it looks like a blast. But there is things that I'm kind of skeptical about with the game. And that being their direction of being live service, open world. I don't know how that's going to translate into a Halo game.
No, hold on.
We shall see.
And they're not even like trying to hide it too. They're just throwing it at you. Like,
I don't normally read non-super chats because it interrupts the show. But this is C says, guys, what is wrong with you? Every vehicle drops in Halo always to say its bounces because of metal. Look, we are not saying the bouncing is the issue. We're saying the way they did that's the issue. So you mean to tell me that I have to get a vehicle and that shit's already busted? Like, you mean to tell me that I come in the gate with a busted vehicle because they couldn't drop that safely down on the ground? Like, I ain't feeling that, guys. I wanted that vehicle to kind of hover down and gently put itself on the ground. I get it. It's the battlefield. It's not realistic. But guess what? We playing a video game. No one in this chat can look at that. Okay, and I see Kids Move Super Chat. I ain't looked at it because I have a feeling it's about to be some off-the-wall stuff. We're about to read that here in a second. But no one can tell me you saw that. You saw the way that vehicle dropped to the ground, and you looked at your friend, or you talked to someone in the party and said, "That's hot." It wasn't.
Yeah, those sparks were fire. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Yeah.
I ain't saying that.
But hey, you know what I did say was fire and was awesome to see is that every time I see them use the grapple hook, it looks so much fun, man.
Did you see that thing in the multiplayer? He knocked the car across the map. And he grapple hooked and got to the flag. Like that opens up a lot of cool possibilities in the game, which I like.
The only thing I wish it would have, we can do in the multiplayer anyway. I hope that in single player you get to use the grapple hook as much as you want. I hope you can.
I think you can. It's got a cooldown, but I don't think it goes away.
Yeah.
Look, man, people really clowning over me having an issue with the way this vehicle dropped,
I'm telling you, dog. Dude's like, you're nitpicking. We're not nitpicking. We're just calling out the obvious.
Look, you guys act like I'm up here. I'm up here, and I'm like, you know what,
I agree.
Chat?
We are nitpicking.
This game. You know what?
We are nitpicking,
you know what,
but
chat?
we're allowed to do that.
Chat, I'm going to stand on my ground. I ain't buying this game. I ain't doing it. I'm done. I'm over. Nah, I can't be telling that.
I ain't buying this game either. I'm playing it on Game Pass.
You better get canceled in your own podcast. I'm not going to buy it.
It looks good, man. Like, I don't want the chat thinking that, like, we're attacking Halo in a bad perspective. I loved everything I saw. Maybe a little bit less the Ubisoft stuff, but I'm willing to try it because it's Halo. It's not Far Cry. And I love Far Cry. It's just I just played Far Cry 6. So, like, I'm already, like kind of like trying to get that Far Cry formula out of myself, and then I see Halo doing something similar. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. I feel like maybe that formula made the Halo way would actually work better. So we'll have to see, because
why is everybody so upset with us about
this? It's literally just calling
weird.
Out basic
like, guys,
stuff. What
it's
are we doing here
graphics that we're just talking about. It's like, look, if you want to see, if you want to hear about just everything glowing and, oh my God, it's just the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think there's a podcast out there that would do that with what we saw.
Oh, there are podcasts that'll do that.
Or maybe there are.
Yeah,
but,
we're being honest. Y'all want honest opinions. Honest opinions. Yeah. It could look better in some shots.
It looks great, but it looks fun. It looks fun.
It looks a lot fun.
What we're going to do, chat, because I know you guys have been a little bit extra here. I'm done with this fighting thing. So we're going to put this up on the screen.
There you go.
Oh, no. Don't do it. Don't do it.
We about to put this game up on the screen, man.
There we go.
And first thing we're going to do is we're going to see what you guys keep making fun of me over. All right, so I'm going to look. Okay, now keep in mind, here is what we are talking about. I know every one of you in this chat is co-signing this. And I ain't feeling this, chat. I ain't feeling the co-signing of the bouncing, whatever this is called. I don't know whether it's a wasp or a hornet or something. We'll get to the super chats in a minute, man. We gonna nitpick the hell out of this,
exactly.
All right? So
why not?
I am choosing violence, Nine Lives. We choosing violence. So look at this. First off, bam! Why is that acceptable to me? Look at that. Let's do it again. Let's look at that again, because I don't think you guys are paying attention. Look at this.
Oh my God!
Look at those sparks.
Look at how this thing is falling down, man. Look Look, it almost flips on its side. Are we serious here? It has weight. I am okay with it having weight, my dude. I'm not okay with having a ship that's already been damaged just because they dropped it down. It is realistic in a battle scenario, but do you see anyone shooting me here? Like, here's my thing. If this was in the real world, that pilot would be fired. Like
oh my
look
God.
at this. Like, I don't understand how people feel like this right here is look at that. Like, look how much it bounces up, my dudes. Look at this.
Somebody said Todd Howard would say that was 36 times the detail.
Oh my God.
He probably would.
Look, this thing, literally, if it would have hit just a little bit differently, this thing would have flipped. Look at this. It is almost flipped. I paused it. This damn thing almost flipped over upside down. And people saying, this is cool. This is hot. This ain't.
Why couldn't they have added like a landing gear and it just like bounced slowly, as it hit?
Or like a gravitational thing. You know what I mean? Like it stops it.
Yeah.
I don't even think it needed that. Weird. Like, all you had to do is just turn on its engines. Let the engines bring it down safely to the ground.
Yeah, there you go.
Like I don't get why this is such a big thing. I don't. We're gonna get to these super chats real quick because I got something to say to Kid Smooth. So let me bring it up. Because,
Smooth probably dipped. No one's Smooth. He dipped
36 times the detail.
Look, it's all jokes. Like, I'm still getting the game.
It is.
But look, man, Halo's still getting this smoke. If I don't like something, it's still getting smoke.
Of course.
All right. So Kid Smooth, the $5 super chat. How y'all play the game last month and expect the campaign to look drastically different?
Didn't
no
expect
one
it.
said anything about that.
Yeah, no one said
I don't even know where. Look, me expecting the ship that I called in to come in non-damaged, is it asking
Here's the thing, Addict. I was seeing some people expecting a drastic difference on Twitter. I saw some Xbox folks that were thinking they were overhauling the graphics completely, and I'm like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get the next one. So we got a $5 super chat from Gamer by Choice. The gravity of the world would determine if it bounces. World physics. The car bouncing is not the issue. The issue to me is how they chose to deliver you a vehicle. That's my issue. I don't feel like me choosing to get a vehicle, it should come up that far off the ground once it hits it. Like,
and the bounce is pretty funny.
It just looks sloppy. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that it bouncing is not realistic. It is realistic, especially in a battlefield. They would probably drop that like that because it running isn't really a relative thing. It's getting yourself out of that situation, so you need it as fast as possible. All I'm saying, it's a video game, and I do feel like they should have done that, receiving the property better.
I got to back you up there. It's not realistic at all. If it would have dropped in real life like that, it would have broke a wing. It would have freaking destroyed itself.
Yep.
It's funny the way it drops and bounces, and that's all we're saying. And those sparks look ridiculous, and that's
out of place.
And there was one part where I didn't understand in the thing, and I put it on my video where Master Chief saves a girl from a firefight. She gets on the Warthog, and then they just drive off a cliff.
They drive off the
and
boat.
I'm like, what is going on here?
I'm just like, why? Why is that even a thing? All right, so
it was so weird.
All right, so we got a $2 super chat from Brap. Shout out to the panel. Salute. We got a $2 super chat from Optimus Backsweat. Oh my God. Halo looking fire. We got another $2 super chat from Brap. You being picky addict, I'll be picky as much as I want to be. Then we got a $5 super chat from Dr. Taku. There's plenty of things to be picky about in the trailer, but that's not one of them. And then we got a $5 super chat from Lorenzo. Butchered your name. We're going to move past that. The CGI was a teaser for the trailer they dropped today, and they looked a lot of there was a lot of comedy in the trailer, like Chief driving off the cliff. And then we got a $2 super chat from Gamer by Choice. Maybe it was Miller time and the pilot had to go. I don't know.
You got two more. Got one for
I don't know if any of that was intentional comedy. I found it funny, but I don't
think it was.
I don't think it was intentional.
So we got a $2 super chat from Raiden Blaine. Every Halo game vehicle drop has been the same. don't make me go look this up, Raiden Blade.
Oh,
Don't make me go look up Halo drops.
You're gonna get him down a rabbit hole.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna stay away from that. I think you guys are trying to trigger me, man. It's working, but I'm gonna stay away from it. We got $5 superstar from Alvin. The sheer amount of time spent on these 3 seconds is crazy. And guess what, Alvin? I spend the whole damn podcast talking about it if I want to. Look, but we ain't doing that. There's other stuff we could talk about in the podcast, but I will play it one more time for the chat. Just one more time. Like, look at that. Bam! Look at that, man. But we gonna move past that. So
messy.
Yeah, let's talk about like the sandbox in Halo Infinite. I think it's the best I've ever seen Halo.
Yeah.
Like, look at that shot. Look at this shot right now. That looks so great. But you know what they're failing to tell you guys? The ship is damaged because of the damn dropping. Okay, we're moving past it. But you know, so I do think that the sandbox to this game hasn't.
It looks good though in the shots you're showing, but then odd in others, like with the cliffs and the rocks. Are you seeing that? That's what I was trying to say. Like it looks off in the trailer.
And I like this because, like, look, like I've always felt like Halo needs to be that realm of a soldier doing unrealistic things that could never happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because you're a Spartan, you're supposed to be that person that you send behind enemy lines that never fails. And he's supposed to be able to do abnormal stuff that you never would be able to do. So, like, what I like is, like, look, he jumps out of the vehicle, shoots a rocket.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
And then grabs onto the other ship.
I like what they're showing. I like how the way they're portraying the Banished. I did notice some people saying that this individual is Atriox. Anyone who said this is Atriox, some of you dudes are blind in the chat. I'm just going to say take it out. This is not Atriox. This is one of Atriox's his peoples. It's not Atriox himself. Now I know that's not a lot of your guys' fault because Atriox has only been in he's only been in Halo Wars. So I can understand if you guys don't know who he is, but what I'll do for you guys, I don't
personally like the art style of the characters in Halo. I wish it would have got more grittier and more realistic looking in the approach to the graphics, but I will say that for what they're doing with what they were going for, it looks really good. It looks solid. I don't personally care for the art style, but I get it.
So this is Atriox. The individual there is not Atriox. Like we haven't seen Atriox since the Flood expansion for Halo Wars 2. No one knows where this man is. This is not Atriox. This is someone else. Atriox would make this dude look like his bitch. Atriox is way stronger. He's way bigger.
What if it is him though? He lost weight.
If this is Atriox, I quit. Like Atriox is one of the most iconic people that's been in Halo in a long time. This better not be Atriox. So, I personally feel like something's happened to Atriox. I don't know. But, what I want to ask you guys is, did you guys like how they portrayed the Banished in here?
They didn't show much.
They didn't really show much, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like they did a good job with the Banished. I felt like it's one of those things where, I would really like to see more on the Banished.
But seeing all that, outside where you're flying in the Wasp, it looks awesome, man. Like the game looks really good because those are the most
great here.
Even there, right
the
there.
Hallway.
Yeah, it looks really good.
My biggest thing, guys, I was expecting a train wreck. Now I think we can agree. I'm pretty sure we can agree that this game probably still going to come in hot, but it's not going to come in as hot as I originally anticipated.
Here's that part where they go off the cliff.
Oh, okay. Let's see the go off the cliff. All right, let's see.
Let me save you, and then boom.
Look at this.
It
is kind of weird.
When I first saw that.
It is kind of weird. Like it goes like, yeah. Look. What I like about this is where she's like, maybe he's a friendly, and he's like, no, he's not.
Yeah, he's just.
Did you notice that? Did you notice that they have health bars?
Yeah. Yeah,
that's kind of weird. It's kind of interesting.
It's kind of Ubisoft-ish.
Now, I've always wondered, Doesn't Master Chief like weigh like a lot? Like he weighs a lot. He's in a suit that I'm pretty sure weighs over a ton. I don't know how much identical. It might not even weigh a ton. But to me, the amount of weight that Master Chief has, I don't think you would be going towards him. He should be coming towards you.
See, all of this right here that we're seeing looks great, man. Honestly, that looks great.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with any of that.
And I think that for the most part, the health bars.
It's just sad the chat looks weird, bro. I'm telling you right now, like they're not paying attention. Like we're saying stuff like this looks good, but there's other shots clearly.
I ain't paying attention to that chat.
I'm not trying to get into it.
Look, there's a Ubisoft map.
Yeah, look, like if people can't handle me just having criticism for certain things, I don't know what to tell you guys.
And even just having a good time and laughing.
Like,
at things
like look at that.
Funny.
Look how nice that looks.
Yeah,
like
that looks good.
Look, he just grappled the coil. It just threw it. Like, look how smooth that transition is.
Yeah.
Like
it's fun, man. That looks fun. And we've already played the multiplayer, so we know how fun the game can be. It's just I want to get in there and see what the story is like and what the open world is like.
What I like is like, look, he grapple hooked the gravity hammer to himself. And then when he had the gravity hammer, he goes into the RPG system and upgrades it to the camouflage gravity hammer. And then when he boosts right, it turns him invisible. I'm curious how they're going to work on these. And if sooner or later they might have stuff like pull in from the actual like single player into the multiplayer, if you get what I'm saying. Let me take care of this super chat real quick before it goes away. All right, so I read that one. We got a $5 super chat from Hot Grizz 9110. Was Halo ever been a graphical showcase? Never thought any Halos were the best looking games that came out, but it probably should be. Look, I think Halo 4 actually looked really good.
Halo 4.
Yeah, Halo 4 looked good. And I'm not saying that, like, look, like, we ain't really talked about the graphics. That's the funny thing. We talked about the ship coming down, and we talked about the
animations more.
Yeah, like, we just talk about, the small stuff. And it's not necessarily small. I think
that's why it's nitpicky.
Important. I think animations are important, but I do think that, they're like in the middle. I think they're important a lot because it's the immersion thing, but in the grand scheme of things, as long as the animations are good enough, I think it's fine. But it's still criticism. Criticism is fine, but you're not.
Yeah, that's the dude. I was about to say you're about to read it. Go ahead.
But you're not having the same Halo game. You're not having the same. Hold on. Let me read this. Criticism is fine. But you're not having you're not keeping the same energy for all the Halo games. You're blinded by nostalgia. The graphics are physics and are worse in the older games, and you didn't complain about. First off, Born Gamer, how the hell you know what I complained about back then?
Mm-hmm.
Woo. Second off, Born Gamer, I'm complaining now. Okay, I had the tinted glasses on. I agree with you back then, Born Gamer. But guess what? Ain't no more, Chief. I'm a called out. And guess what, Born Gamer? Back then, I didn't have a YouTube channel, and I wasn't any way, shape, or form into the podcasting scene. But I'm now. I do think there has things that have changed between Halo 4 and Halo Infinite. And first off, I think everyone in this panel, have I not been 100% on the Halo 5 train? Everyone in this chat, you guys know that I was the only one defending Halo 5 when it was out. Mm-hmm. So don't sit there and tell me that I ain't keeping stuff 100%. I've always kept stuff 100%.
Yeah. No, for me, look, I love the Halo games. And yes, even the art style I have to deal with, even if I don't like it, I don't care. Yeah. Halo is awesome. The music, the gameplay, that's why I play Halo. When it comes to, Infinite, we're not sitting up here saying that we don't like the game or we don't like what we see. No, there's certain things we're nitpicking. But at the end of the day, we say it looks fun. We can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
I'm personally skeptical on the story and on the open world aspect, but that's just me because 343 for me hasn't put out a good campaign. Look, for me.
At the end of the day, we're just nitpicking. I know you guys think we're nitpicking too much. I'm still playing the game and I still enjoyed it. I love what they showed on whoever that Forerunner chick is. I love that there is an elite that goes around just clapping Spartans. I like the attention to detail. I love the multiplayer. I did nothing but speak positive about the multiplayer. But at the end of the day, if you guys don't want me to criticize stuff, you guys are going to have to see yourself out the door. I'm going to be real with you. And this is real talk. This isn't joking. I'm 100% down on everything. If I don't like it, I ain't going to like it. I'm never going to say I don't like something when I don't like something. Me pointing out the way that they drop a machine on this game isn't saying Halo's trash. It's saying they could have did a better way of doing that. That's all that is. No way, shape, or form am I telling that this game is trash. You guys got to be realistic here. And I was even realistic to a point about about the vehicle being dropped. All I'm saying is it could have been done better.
Addict, I hated Halo 5 story, but I played that game all the way through twice by myself. You know why? Because first time I played it was on the Xbox One. Then I played it on the Xbox One X. I wanted to play it through it with all the nice shiny graphics. But the reason why I played through it again and why I played it the first time is because I find Halo fun. That's it. You know, so it's
Poe is trying to tell us what's real criticism, what's not real criticism.
Jeez.
Look, Poe.
That's how you know. This is how I know. That's why I said. This is why when I did my little stream, I literally was like, you know what, guys, y'all take what you want. I'm just kidding. So,
look, we ain't gonna pay attention too much to the chat. Like, look, like too much. I get it. You guys are upset with me, man, and it's fine. I'll be the person that you guys need, not the person you guys want. You know, and I love Halo. That's the crazy part. Is I have done nothing but speak positive about Halo. But the moment I have a little bit of criticism, I'm not.
You're the hater. Like, how dare you? It looks amazing.
You're part of the Pegasus Nation now. Get out.
Oh my God, we ain't talking about the Pegasus Nation.
But you're part of it now. Get out.
Oh my! I'm gonna wear a Pegasus Nation shirt. Rated
please
$5 super
please
chat.
Don't.
Hey, Addict,
Don't.
I just want to watch. I just watched the U.S. Air Force airdrop Humvee with a parachute and it bounced. It's called Humvee airdrop from a C-17.
Wow.
Okay.
Bouncing is.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I know what you're trying to do, Raiden. Okay, look. Did it bounce? Oh, okay. You know what?
Just let it go.
Okay, we're going to move past this, man. Look, Addict is the worst girlfriend.
Girlfriend, what the hell?
You guys are trolling me, man. Look, man. I didn't like the way the damn thing fell on the ground. You got to get over that. But let's get away from that. I ain't reading the super chat unless it's a super chat because you guys aren't happy with me, man. Oh my God! So what's crazy is IOP's community.
Whoa!
They have no problem super chat and trash talk either. Like,
bro.
So we got a $5 super chat from Mr. Irishman. Saying Halo's open world would be like Far Cry is a little disrespectful. Personally, think it would be more like Gears 5's open world levels is a plus for me. Mr. Irishman, I don't have enough information to know whether or not it's like one or the other.
I need to comment on that real quick. Gears 5's open world, there was like nothing in it. It was very sparse. There was hardly anything to do in that open world, except for right around the skiff. It was pretty bland. I didn't like that aspect of it. I like Gears 5. It was a great game, but I thought there was a lot of unused space. I don't think Halo is not like that. I think Halo is going to be more like Far Cry, as in you're going to go to outposts and take it over or destroy it and move on. I think there's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah, and for the most part, I feel like Gears was done very well besides the third chapter. I actually think Gears 5 is a phenomenal game. And to this day, I will keep up that. I will never say I loved Gears 5. I really did. I think Gears 5 was better than Halo 5. And
100%.
I thought Gears did a phenomenal story. I enjoyed the story. Now its multiplayer might be a little bit
I didn't stick around for that.
Yeah, it might be a little lacking, but that single player was lit. Obviously we got people talking. they talk with. $2 super chat from Raiden Blade. Love Addict, just having fun with you, bro. It's all jokes, and I don't take any of this seriously. We got a $5 super chat from Gamer by Choice. Honestly, I am play Master Chief Collection for the first time, and I have to say the vehicle physics do seem to be off. The game looks fun though. Salute to the panel. Gamer by Choice. You're gonna have to go in hiding after saying that, because this chat will find you. They're gonna find you taken style. We got a $2 super chat from Augustus. I definitely butchered your name. We're gonna move past it.
Lucius
Augustus. I have no problem to pay money to talk trash. None of you guys have a problem, man. All right, so look,
Lucius.
As far as Halo, I still think the game's coming in hot. I'm gonna be real with you. I do still think in some way, shape, or form the game is still coming in hot, but I think it's a little bit of it's just like in a plane when you're coming down and there's something wrong with the landing thing. You're still gonna land fine for the most part. There are some tragedies in that scenario, but you're gonna land. It's gonna be a little bumpy ride. I'm gonna be real with you. 2 months ago, I thought this was a crash landing. I thought it was going to come out with a great multiplayer and that single player was going to be hiccups. Now I have a lot more faith in the single player, regardless what the people in the chat having an issue with my physics engine. Regardless what you guys have to say. I have a lot more faith in this than I did before I saw this trailer. We got a $2 from Matthew Griffish, I don't know. Only issue with particle and energy effects.
I agree with
you.
The sparks
that needs to be too.
Yeah,
yeah,
those need to be definitely fixed.
So I think now we can get off a little bit, especially with people like Forte. I don't think that 343 is out of the woodworks yet. I still think they need to somewhat land this Halo Infinite thing. I do think there's going to be a lot of issues that's fixed post-launch, such as the co-op experience, such as ray tracing, such as Forge. I do believe that there is a battle royale coming. I'm still convinced of that. I don't think it's launched. It's probably a year later, 6 months yet later. I do think that's coming down the road. I think Warzone will eventually come back. That's my personal opinion. But I do think that they have shown enough on the single player that I'm not going to pressure them to show more. If they want to show me more, that's fine. But I think I see people on Twitter saying, what's funny? People attacked us for 20 minutes talking about that. But now I'm about to hype the hell out of this game. It's going to be nothing but you right addicts in the chat. I do think they have showed me enough of this game that I'm confident. I do think they have done enough of this game that I feel like they have something that they might be able to savage on here. And I think the people that are on Twitter saying that they should have shown more, what did you want? To see the whole damn game?
Facts.
They showed you this trailer. They showed you how the mission structure is going to happen. They showed you how the map structure is going to happen. They showed you even probably the antagonist, the chick that was talking down to the Forerunners. They showed you Spartan hunters in this game. We don't know if that's a faction or that's one person. They showed you quite a bit. So I am kind of curious what you guys have to say. Let me get the super chat real quick on what is
Addict,
going to happen.
before you get that,
this.
I got to let you know, I got to go pick up my daughter, but it was good to hang out with you today, man. Thank you for letting me join you. I always love joining the Lords any way I can. I support you guys, you know that. And Bit, of course, same to you, brother. It was nice to be able to sit on the panel with you today. So appreciate you.
Pleasure,
chat, always a good time, even if we don't agree, chat. I love you guys. And I'll see some of you tonight on RDX.
At the end of the day, man, regardless if this chat's being a little extra with me, I know that this chat isn't toxic.
They're awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the most important thing to me. Yeah. I see you later, Fonz. So we got a $5 super chat from Black Rider. Compared to where 343 was 2 years ago, Halo is looking great. I have to completely 100% agree with you. We got a $5 super chat from Rob Jones. I think that's pound, but I'm going to say dollar because that's all I know, man. Going to go through the whole franchise just before Halo Infinite comes out. Can't wait for co-op is there to be spoilers. 100% soon as co-op is out, I'll be there. You know what? Kid Smooth, if you're still there, we're going to have to stream the Halo franchise before the game comes out. I know that probably he ain't doing that because he never wants to do anything I want to do. But we got a $5 super chat from Rob Jones, and thank you for all the content you put out, Bit Addict and Lords and Fawns. Appreciate all the love you guys give. We got a $2 super chat from Raiden Blade. Only the haters wanted more to be shown. I agree with you. You know, we're not going to have this too much longer. We're sitting in about an hour and a half. I want to maybe 10, 15 more minutes. But Big Cloud, what is your expectations for Halo Infinite now that you've seen a little bit more on the story?
So on the multiplayer side, I think they're good. So nothing to worry about there. In terms of single player, I do have more faith now because we were all 50-50 when we were going into this. We're like, okay, that multiplayer is fine, right? But now I have a little bit more faith in them with the single player. So we'll see what's up. Obviously, the features are not there. They're going to be added later. It's all about just, really knocking out the park. You know what I mean? A straight shot. That's all they need to do. If they can do that, I think that will fix all the issues personally.
I think there's going to be some form of issues when the game launches.
You think so?
But I do, and I don't even talk about anything drastic. I'm talking maybe some connection issues with the multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
But I do think this game's I think it's gonna review well. Like, especially if they get that Far Cry.
It needs to. Yeah.
If they take that Far Cry formula and they adapt it and make it to make sense for Halo. And I already see that because in Far Cry, you can fly around and stuff. But the crazy stuff I saw in that trailer, if that's your everyday type of gameplay for Halo Infinite in terms of the sandbox, I think it's going to do one. I think people are going to have fun. And I think at the end of the day, that's what's the most important is the enjoyment. People don't talk about enjoying games anymore. I think that there's this box that people want to talk nothing about what they didn't like. And I myself, I'm guilty of it sometimes too, where I focus on the bad and not the good. Clearly people made fun of me for talking about the shit falling. And that's cool. All that's jokes. But, I think that Halo Infinite is a good spot. I think 343 is in a good spot. I've never been on that movement, BitCloud, where people feel like Halo needs to be given to another developer. I've always said Halo Infinite is
I think you said you wanted more competent though. Didn't you say something like that? You wanted more competence to do?
I want more. I'm making this game and not the community from 343. I want more. Yeah. I'm staying on my square and I'm not changing things drastically every game because certain people didn't like it. I think they have a good middle ground and I think it's going to look good. I think that, there is going to be a little bit inconsistency with the way the game looks. But I'm not looking for this game in terms of graphics. I'm looking at this game in terms of gameplay, and I think the gameplay is going to be solid. But, let's talk about Metacritic, and then we're going to get out of here. BitCloud, give me a 3-point range on the Metacritic score.
Oof. Personally, they can't hit no. I would have to say I would expect this to be at least like an 80 something, 84. 85.
I think 85 to 88.
85 to 88. Yeah, I don't think I don't have no crazy.
Yeah, 85 to 88.
I don't have no crazy expectation that this is going to be a 90. I don't
either. But I might be wrong. That single player might hit. Like, it depends on how they tell that narrative. If there is lore behind who this new person is, that there is a beginning, middle, and end to the story that they're going to be playing in this, and if they're able to really give lore behind the person who goes around killing Spartans, that's trained to kill Spartans, the new chick that's gone up, there's lore behind the new, there's really good character development with the new pilot, there's character development with Master Chief going on Cortana, they speak really good on what's going on with Cortana. This could easily get a 90 and above, but it just depends on the execution.
Yeah, it has to legit feel like a love letter, like Resident Evil remake. You know what I mean? Like all out. They went all out. This is what you guys been waiting for, type of thing. And if it's that, then we're gonna see 95s, we're gonna see 96s and all that. Personally, though, I think an 85, 86, maybe 87 is about right for
I
this.
think that's right. So
yeah, it's about right.
What I want the chat. We're gonna give it about 3 or 4 minutes because I want to briefly see what you guys are feeling. Give me a good 3 points, like 80 something to 80 something, 70 something, 3-point narratives. I want to see what you guys feel that Halo and Metacritic isn't the end all be all, but I do think it has its place, and I do think it is an overall, census of where the industry feels about a game. I think there's a lot of issues with Metacritic. There's a lot
Chris
of
Grinnell
issues.
brought that up. Remember, y'all talked to Chris Grinnell, and I talked to him as well in my interview, but he said Metacritic does play a bigger role than a lot of people don't understand when it comes to these games. So
and definitely hit that like button if you guys don't mind. 220 some people in here. Definitely hit that like button. It was a pretty rocky show at the beginning with me getting everything together.
Oh, you made
but
it's
been a great.
Pulled out the thing.
That's just all comedic relief, really. I didn't have to do that. It's all about entertainment, man. I want to make people laugh. But, at the end of the day, I personally feel like this game's going to do well. It looks like, for the most part, people think it's going to be a mid-80 to high-80 game. I think that's pretty accurate. I don't think it's going to be a 70 game. I'd be very surprised if it's a 70 game. I think
it's 70. That's when we come back to this conversation and we just flat out say 3.
We have a completely different conversation.
Yeah. 3-4-3 has to go at that point. They can't touch the game.
When it comes to we're going to go ahead and end it. I want to make sure Fonz gets his roses. Definitely go check Fonz out. He's on YouTube, Fonzarelli. Check him out on RDX tonight. He's going to be on there. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of, talking a lot about Halo. Big Cloud Gaming, what's going on? What do you have set up? I know you got something set up. What's going on?
Oh, of course, man. Of course. Appreciate the invite. Glad I caught this the last second when I saw your message. We have a lot happening for your boy. I already said this earlier with Fonz on the show, but if y'all didn't hear us, during the whole Halo conversation. But I was contacted by IGN, so I'll be working with IGN on some projects. So I'm looking forward to that on their platform. But as far as content is concerned, I have a massive interview for November 5th. Obviously, this Friday, RGT, we have a special guest. Got 2. I'm going to tell you right now, one of them's Dealer. Pretty much at this point, so we're gonna have them on the show. You guys can find me at Big Cloud Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that jazz. We interviewed Kate Yeager on our last show last Friday, so if you guys want to check that out, go ahead, go check that out. Awesome show, man. Very insightful. Learned a lot about Xbox and how this industry works. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, and keep in mind, I will be streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna try picking up streaming a lot more. I enjoy streaming. I think I enjoy streaming more than I enjoy making content these days. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just OD'd on the content in terms of that. I want to make more opinion pieces on videos, like opinions on certain topics. But I do think I want to pick up a lot more on streaming. I'm going to be doing that on the Iron Lords Podcast Twitch channel. So definitely be looking out for that. I appreciate everyone coming through. Definitely go check him out. Let me grab his Twitter information real quick for you guys. Make sure BitCloud gets his flowers. And I will actually put the Fonz in there as well. But I appreciate everyone for coming through, man. We'll see you guys next week. My co-host, he got caught up at work. So shout out to Hustle. Definitely go check him out. He'll be back next week. But I appreciate everyone coming out, man. We're gonna call it a day. We're out of here. I closed out of the ship falling. I was gonna do that one more time right before I left, but I closed it out. So we're gonna have to deal with it, man. You guys talk to you guys later.